These 5 Starfleet tech upgrades are why Star Trek Voyager is the coolest. One of the coolest things about Star Trek is the technology, and Star Trek Voyager made Trek tech even cooler. As the hero ship of the 4th live-action Star Trek show, the USS Voyager was already a state-of-the-art Starfleet ship when it launched in 2371. Captain Catherine Janeway's Kate Mulgrew Intrepid-class starship is outfitted with new technologies, like the bio-neural gel packs that make Voyager's computing speed faster than ever, and variable geometry warp nacelles that raise before initiating warp. That only benefited Janeway's crew when being lost in the Delta Quadrant meant putting off routine starship maintenance in space dock. Instead, the USS Voyager's predicament meant Chief Engineer Lt. Valana Torres Roxanne Dawson had her work cut out for her. Resources were limited, and opportunities to update the USS Voyager systems were scarce, but Torres still managed to keep the USS Voyager going strong. The USS Voyager's Delta Quadrant upgrades start in Star Trek Voyager Season 4 when Captain Janeway's uneasy alliance with the Borg leads to partially assimilating Voyager. 7 of 9's Jerry Ryan addition to the crew meant even more Borg upgrades, courtesy of the X-drone, but that's not even the coolest of Voyager's new technologies. Voyager's second season premiere, The 37s, has the USS Voyager as the first Federation starship that's depicted landing on a planet instead of just orbiting while the away team beams down. At just 343 meters, a smaller size makes the USS Voyager easier to maneuver and land, compared to TNG's bulky USS Enterprise D. Before Voyager, having model starships settling on planets hadn't been feasible on a TV budget, which led to Star Trek inventing the transporter, but access to cheaper CGI made the USS Voyager look especially cool during takeoff and landing. Voyager's Borg lore introduced nanoprobes, microscopic robots responsible for assimilating host bodies and machinery. 7 of 9's reconfigured Borg nanoprobes are responsible for some of the USS Voyager crew's tech upgrades to weaponry and medicine. Although species 8472 evades assimilation, nanoprobes form the basis of a weapon that defeats them, fulfilling Captain Janeway's end of her deal with the Borg. When necessary, the Doctor reconfigures Borg nanoprobes to create cures for toxins and radiation sickness. Most impressively, Borg nanoprobes bring Neelix Ethan Phillips back to life in Voyager Season 4, Episode 12, Mortal Coil. The Delta Flyer is a versatile, highly maneuverable little ship that works as a long-range scouting vessel, a high-speed racer, and even a submersible. Each of the Flyer's designers contributes to making it more than just a souped-up shuttlecraft. Lead designer Lt. Tom Paris Robert Duncan McNeil made the Flyer the epitome of retro cool, with tactile interfaces referencing Paris's Captain Proton. Valana Torres designed the hull, while 7 of 9 contributed Borg-inspired weaponry, and Lt. Tuvok Tim Russ brought his security expertise to practical unimatrix shielding. The Delta Flyer is a versatile, highly maneuverable little ship that works as a long-range scouting vessel, a high-speed racer, and even a submersible. Each of the Flyer's designers contributes to making it more than just a souped-up shuttlecraft. Lead designer Lt. Tom Paris Robert Duncan McNeil made the Flyer the epitome of retro cool, with tactile interfaces referencing Paris's Captain Proton. Valana Torres designed the hull, while 7 of 9 contributed Borg-inspired weaponry, and Lt. Tuvok Tim Russ brought his security expertise to practical unimatrix shielding. Star Trek Voyager wasn't just another spin-off, it was a sci-fi playground outfitted with cutting-edge tech that pushed the boundaries of the Star Trek universe. Trapped in the Delta Quadrant, 70,000 light-years from home, the crew of the USS Voyager didn't just rely on standard Federation gear. They evolved, innovated, and adapted with the kind of upgrades that made this series not just unique, but downright cool. Here are 5 Starfleet tech upgrades that proved Voyager was light years ahead of the rest. 1. The Emergency Medical Hologram (EMHMKI) evolved into a legend. On paper, the EMHMKI was designed to be a temporary fix during medical crises. On Voyager, it became something else entirely. With the ship's chief medical officer dead just hours into their journey, the EMH, simply known as the Doctor, was forced into full-time duty. Over time, he transcended his programming, becoming a sentient being with hobbies: opera, anyone, ethics, and even a name. Well, almost. But what made this upgrade legendary was the addition of a mobile emitter, 29th century tech salvage, during a time travel episode. Suddenly, the Doctor wasn't confined to sickbay anymore. He could roam the ship, go on away missions, and grow as a character beyond any other hologram in the franchise. That one piece of future tech transformed an emergency protocol into a symbol of Starfleet innovation and identity. 2. Bio-neural gel packs, the brainy backbone of Voyager. Forget cold, hard circuits. Voyager was thinking with goo. Literally. The ship's systems incorporated bio-neural gel packs, a radical fusion of biology and technology that allowed information to travel more efficiently than in traditional isolinear chips. These organic components made the ship faster and more responsive, simulating the way the human brain processes data. Of course, being partially alive meant they were also susceptible to infection and required medical care, leading to one of Voyager's most delightfully bizarre plots: treating the ship like a sick patient. Still, no other Starfleet vessel had such a living connection to its technology. The result? A ship that felt as much like a character as the crew did. 3. The Astrometrics Lab, a star mapping on steroids. When you're stranded on the far side of the galaxy, traditional navigation just doesn't cut it. That's where the Astrometrics Lab came in, a stunning example of necessity fueling innovation. With help from 7 of 9's Borg-enhanced knowledge, Voyager created the most advanced stellar cartography system in the Federation. The lab could analyze spatial anomalies, locate wormholes, and even shave years off the journey home by plotting hyper-efficient routes. Visually sleek, with massive star maps and flowing data streams, the Astrometrics Lab wasn't just sci-fi candy. It was the brainchild of Starfleet and Borg technology fused into one of the most practical and stunning upgrades on the ship. 4. Advanced Shuttlecraft, the Delta Flyer. If Voyager was a Porsche, the Delta Flyer was a Starfleet-built jet. Designed to handle extreme environments and hostile encounters, this hybrid shuttle combined the best of Starfleet engineering with a touch of Borg tech. It was tougher, faster, and sleeker than any run-of-the-mill shuttlecraft. With reinforced hull plating, a sophisticated sensor array, and a cockpit that looked like it belonged in a spacefaring sports car, the Delta Flyer wasn't just an upgrade, it was a passion project. Built by Tom Paris and other crew members, it also symbolized the crew's ability to innovate under pressure, proving that being stranded didn't mean being stuck. 5. Transphasic torpedoes, tactical evolution. By the final season, Voyager had picked up more than a few tricks, thanks to Captain Janeway's future self. One of the deadliest and coolest of these: transphasic torpedoes. These weapons were specifically designed to cut through Borg shielding like butter, turning the tables on Starfleet's most relentless enemy. Introduced in the series finale Endgame, these torpedoes weren't just powerful, they were game-changing. With a single shot capable of destroying a Borg cube, transphasic weapons showed just how far Voyager's journey had pushed Starfleet technology. It wasn't just about survival anymore, it was about domination on a level the Borg couldn't adapt to in time. Final thought: a ship ahead of its time. Voyager wasn't the biggest ship in the fleet. It didn't have a full crew, and it was